Okay, in this video I'm going to show you a shirt that I've designed, how to make it yourself so that it fits you. What you're going to want is, the things you're going to need is a seam ripper, which is they usually look like this. You're going to need a ruler or a T-square, something to make straight lines. You're gonna need a marker or something that to make the lines when that's meant for fabric, or preferably washable so it doesn't stain, because some will stain and permanently stay there, some colors. And you're gonna want scissors and sewing needle and thread that matches. Gonna take your shirt. This is the one I'm using, and I'm using a blue marker for that matches so it shows up less. And you're gonna want one that's bigger than what you are, because I fit in medium and juniors, and this shirt is a men's large, and yeah, this shirt drowns me, so that's what you want, because you can take away fabric but you can't add, so that's why you want the more. That's why you want the larger size. And what we're gonna do is, because there's a pocket here, and on the front when there's a pocket, you want to take off that pocket, and what you need is a seam ripper. So what we're gonna do is right where the seam is, it's like right here. It's kind of tricky if you haven't done this before. I've done it once before on a other shirt that I'm turning to a dress. You'll see it eventually. But what you want to do is right where the top corner is, one of them, you want to pull, then get it right under the thread, and as you pull, get it right under the thread, and it helps to pull it out. See? Right in there, then you're gonna pull, then you're gonna pull a little here, then you're gonna keep repeating that process over and over until you have all the seams and all the thread off, until you get the pocket off. I'm gonna finish that, then I'll be right back. Okay, I don't have the pocket fully off because I'm having an issue, but if the pocket doesn't come off and it's really tight, what you can do is fold it inside out and look for where the thread is. If you can see, it's like right along here. Then you just take the seam ripper and find where the thread is and get it right in between the thread. Then just keep going along until you get enough loosened to finish getting the pocket off. Sometimes it can be difficult, so just be patient and don't try to brush it, because you can rip the fabric on the shirt and put a hole in it, and you don't want to necessarily do that, because then you're gonna have to fix it. And I'll be back when the rest of the pocket's off. Now that you have the pocket off, you want to remove any of the excess thread on the shirt itself, and keep the pocket because you never know. You may want to use it for some detail later. So I just put that aside, and we're ready for the next step. You're going to take a ruler, or like this is a T-square, which makes it a little bit easier because of the end right here to make it a little bit even. And what we're going to do is lay the shirt flat, as you can see. Right where the arms right here is. You can go from here all the way across. And what you're gonna do is, and if you're having a little bit of issues with the underarms of it, then what you're gonna do is kind of lift it and pull up, like on the sleeve, as make sure everything's even. So you want to make sure that it's even from the bottom up. Then from here to here, and as you see, right where the top of the seam is, where it connects, that's where you want to make your mark. So it's even about like that. It makes it at the side of the T-square, makes it easier. So that's where you will mark going straight across the best you can. Sometimes it can be a little difficult getting that evenness. Then you're going to cut along that line on both sides. So I'll be back when I get it cut. Now that you have it cut, you should have two pieces. The top with the sleeves, then the bottom that you just cut, and we're going to use this to create the rest of the outfit on the shirt. Now the next step is what you want to do, because we know it's going to fit. So what you want to do is turn it inside out. Then you make it as even as possible. Then what you're going to do is, it's what I like to do, is after you have it slipped on, so it should be bigger than what fits. See how much bigger this is? It doesn't fit. And what we're going to do is, as we're standing up, we're going to pull from, making sure the front is over the bust and the back as at least right where your shoulder blades are for the bottom. Then what we're going to do is right where the seams are on the sides, that's where we're going to do all the pulling. So we're going to go one side then the other and gather it up. So after it's all gathered, Then you're going to pin straight down along your sides. And what I like to do is use safety pins, because it's like this and it holds it, then you know it's not going to come off as you have it pinned. It's like if you just use a regular pin for pinning, you have that chance it's going to slip out. And I've had that happen and it's poked me, and yeah, this will help prevent it from slipping out. So when I have it pinned, show you what it looks like, I'll be back. Okay, as you're pinning, the best way you can do it is start at the tops. That way you do want to get it even as possible. Do you want to hold it, pin one side, pin the other. Then as you go down, then it starts fitting better. So it should look something like this when it's all pinned up. As you can see, I'll go to my shape, and that should be these under the shoulder blades, right above the bra strap. You should make sure it's gonna cover your bra straps, so the back band. So yeah, and that's the next step. Then after it's all pinned, then you're gonna take it off. Then you're gonna keep it inside out, because that's where the seams are gonna be. So seams be on the inside. Then after you take it off, you're gonna re-button it all the way back up. So if I can get this inside out. So which is, it sometimes can get frustrating and having it inside out. So yeah, like wrong sides. So should look like this. I can see where it's pinned on each side. That's where we're gonna start sewing. My suggestion, and you can either cut it now or sew it, which is, if you have a sewing machine, it would be a lot faster and better. Since I don't have a sewing machine, I'm going to be sewing this all by hand. So I'm not sure where the sewing machine got put, so yeah, it's going to be done by hand. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to, as where it's pinned, I'm going to sew along the inside part. And if you want to make sure you have enough fabric for the seam, what you want to do is, right where it's pinned, you can see, sew on the outer part here, not on the in part, because if you sew here, you might end up having less fabric than what you need, because when you move around and whatnot, it's going to put stress on the seams. So if you put it on the outer part, then you know you're going to have enough, so if it's too loose, then you can sew it so it's a little bit tighter. And when you do put stress on those seams, because some of them will come undone, if you do it by hand, some will come undone, and you're going to have to just re-sew it and just until you work everything. Then after you do sew it, then that's when you're going to cut. So I'll be back when I have one side done to show what it looks like. Now that it's sewn, it should look, on one side, should look something like this. how you can still see that shape. Not sure if you can see. Where it's sewn. There's the back. You can kind of see, but after you have it done, still see as that kind of still that shape. And then what we're gonna do is cut along the outer part from where you're sewn, not on the inner part, but the outer part where you just sewn. And don't worry about when you're sewing just straight down. It's just a quick sew, not to secure it, just to get that shape. So then you're going to cut along the outer part here down. Then after that, you're going to do a permanent sew, which is the way I usually do it is I sew and go around like this, from this side to this side, and go around like that, like you're going in a circle like this, down, along right through here, where the thread is. Then that would be your permanent sewing. If you have a sewing machine, that will help it to go faster. So I'm going to cut it and sew it and show what it looks like. Now that it's cut, it looks like this. So how you can see that it's holding it together with that quick sew, like how I explained. You're just going to go around in a circle like this, go through here and around like this. That will secure it. And the shorter you make it, the tighter and stronger it's going to be. And it can take a while if you do it by hand. So, but if you have a sewing machine, do that if you prefer. So when I have it all sewn, I'll be back. Now that it's sewn, this is what it looks like. Should look like that as it's sewn. So when you turn it the right side, the seam will it'll look like that. You see that? Then what you want to do is repeat it, the same thing on the other side. So both sides will be sewn. And what I did is I went straight down. Then after I went straight down, I went back up, but much tighter. So where it's like right next to each other. You can see that very close, like here, and you go little by little by little, sewing, going around. And to warn you, if you do this all by hand without a sewing machine, it can take like several hours. It could take up to a day to do the whole entire thing. So be prepared for that if you're going to do it by hand. So it should look like that. Yeah, you can see right here would be the waist, and yeah, so that's half of it done. You can see how much excess material. And you always want to keep all the material, because this is all the excess material from that one side. So if you unfold it and look, at all this excess material. So for the rest of it, we're going to need more material. So after I get this other part done, then yeah. So I'm going to do the other side and watch part 2 for the rest of it.